Hello, everybody. This is Starwin with a submission for Calithon 4. Today I present you Silent Hill Homecoming, the oddball of the Silent Hill speedruns. This game was actually run at Californiathon. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, by TurboDog. He was doing the New Game Plus category, which I actually will be doing today for you. I'll also be submitting New Game and All Bosses New Game Plus. So, this game, like I had said earlier, is the oddball of the speedrun, Silent Hill speedruns. This game takes advantage of a huge game-breaking glitch that allows us to clip through walls. And what's really cool, it lets us skip huge sections of the game while also acquiring all the items needed to actually complete the run. It's very surprising that this game doesn't crash for that aspect. It will, however, crash for other reasons, but the 360 version with the game installed is one of the more stable versions. It's actually quicker, and I think it's way more stable on the Xbox One, but pretty much you just want to run this game on either one of those. But we're going to go ahead and jump in. I'll kind of explain the clips and how they work as we get to them. The first area is not a lot going on, just a little bit of exposition. Turn the brightness up. This game's dark. It's super dark. And we'll just do ER Alex. Also, this game is horrendously loud, so I'm going to try my best to keep the mic a little higher
Where's my squad?
than the game feed.
Are they here? Did they make it?
Oh, look. Jacob's Ladder. Everybody. Go watch that movie, and then go watch the intro of this game. Just play this game, you'll realize what we're talking about. I know that guy. I know what Travis.
Hey, what are they doing?
You know when you make friends with people online, like way back in the day, you know back in the Halo days, and they just kind of pop up sometimes. You're like, I remember I played something with that guy. That's my whole friends list on my 360.
Hey, what is
Yo,
this
there's
place?
Gash.
Hey, where are you taking me?
So we're being wheeled in this hospital. This is actually Alchemilla, one of the more iconic locations in the Silent Hill franchise. We're being wheeled into this room, strapped onto a gurney, as Alex complains and wonders what's going on, which is fair. I don't blame him. Alright. Timer's gonna start on this first QTE. Oh no, what's happening to that man? Kaboosh! Aw. Poor man's getting stabbed in the tummy. Alex, you could get out of those straps. What's wrong with you? When you choose a different costume where Alex isn't wearing like his jacket, his normal default jacket, yeah, that's what happens. It just looks like he can't get out. Well, it looks like he can't get out of the straps, but when he's wearing a different costume, it's just like, dude, you're fine. Alright, let's go ahead and put this code in, because it never changes. So, one of the whole premises of this game is we're trying to find our little brother Josh. And we always see him, like, in these nightmare sequences. We see these visions of him, but long story short, he's, not doing okay. I won't spoil it. I won't give you the spoilers. No, this game doesn't really have the best story. Here we have the classic Silent Hill movie Dark World transition, which I feel like this game does really well. It looks really cool. And we're about to encounter our first enemy, which is the movie nurse. The over-sexualized movie nurse. Oh. Oh, don't look at... Oh. I looked, I'm sorry. I'm a degenerate. This is where we're supposed to learn how to fight with melee weapons, which we don't. This game actually has really good combat. A lot of people complain about it just because it's really repetitive, but guess what? You can do a lot more than just mash the same combo over and over again. You can do a lot of cool stuff. It's not like Devil May Cry like combos. You can still do some cool stuff. Turn the flashlight off right here. Nurses do react to the light, very similar to how they do in the movie. What's crazy right there is if the nurses actually try to hit me right there, I don't take damage. You have iframes. And we immediately jump in to the second enemy encounter. This is the Swarm. Or Buggos, whatever the hell you want to call them. No matter. So these guys will attach onto Alex and start draining his life. The more that are attached to him, the slower he'll move, and the more health will get drained. So, ideally, you don't want to have any of them jump on you. If one of them does jump on you, you actually have to stop what you're doing and mash a certain button to get him off. So right there, we had good movement to where we had no bugs. And even if we did have bugs on us, we wouldn't take the time to actually pull them off, because when you make a transition like this, like jumping down right here, the bugs will just immediately explode. Oh, see right there, I got hit by a nurse. Usually I would do this area without having the flashlight being turned on, but man, it's ever since I got a different monitor for my console, it makes these areas super dark. What's even more hilarious is there's actually a glitch that'll happen with the brightness sometimes. Not sure how it's controlled, but it does happen sometimes. And the game is just super bright for no reason. I think that's what the game is supposed to be at max brightness. But you know, what are you gonna do? Alright, right here is one of the newer features in the Silent Hill games is this dialogue option. You get 2 or 3 choices every single time. You get to hear a little bit more exposition. Some of the choices are really nice, some of them are really mean. Right here I'm just mashing Y because it's the quickest. And with the New Game Plus route, which is what we're doing, we really only go through, I think, 1 of these? 1 or 2 of them? I can't remember. It's not a lot of them. So Josh wants us to go find his beloved Robbie toy. Robbie the Rabbit, being from Silent Hill 3. Oh, there he is. He's in the spooky hole. See, look how bright the flashlight is, and it's not that bright. I don't get it. It's not, like, shooting out that brightness. It's just super lens flare in the flashlight. That's it. I think I mentioned this earlier. If you mash too fast on QTEs, it can actually, like, drop inputs, and you will, like, on that part, I would have died if I mashed too hard. We're gonna get attacked by a swarm, and we're just gonna let him attach to us. Press dodge B. Press dodge B. Great sentence. As you can see, the swarm exploded during the cutscene, so we don't have to worry about him. And that's Alchemilla. We're gonna go down this very familiar elevator. You know what? I just noticed something. What floor does he press? Does he go to like the next floor? Is he on the ground level? I think he's on the ground level. No. Okay. So is he in the basement? I don't know. Because, like, he hits up. I don't know. I just noticed that. He hits up to trigger the cutscene. And then he's going to level L. I don't know. Whatever. So this is one of the unskippable cutscenes. Not too many of these in the game. Most of them we can skip. This one is just gonna hopefully do nothing scary, but it totally is. Because you know us Western horror games and horror movies, we sure do love a good jump scare. So, Alex was dreaming the whole time.
Bad dream?
And there's good old Travis Grady, the main protagonist of the Silent Hill Origin game. He's gotten really fat. But he's not afraid to truck these roads anymore. He has battled his demons. In his game, when he was the lead protagonist, You don't gotta worry about that crap anymore. He goes wherever he wants. He's a man in love with his truck, and you do not get in front or in between of a man in the love of his truck. You don't do it. You just don't. Alright. Now we're in town. For some reason we kept our knife. We didn't keep the flashlight, which is kind of funny. We just have a knife. Skip a cutscene right there. That'd be a cutscene with, what's her name? Judge Holloway. Hey, we're home! Hooray! It's like a Silent Hill homecoming.
Feels strange to be back here again.
Alright, so difference between New Game and New Game Plus. New Game Plus, we're able to use the weapons that we get from achieving certain endings. So,
Hello?
for example,
Hello?
we're going to get the laser pistol,
That's strange.
which is one of the items that we can use to start clipping through walls. I'm going to go ahead and grab the flashlight because it does get really dark with the stuff that I'm about to do. So, the way clipping works, I'll kind of show you right here. With any pistol, so that's with the regular pistol or the laser pistol, when you aim, Alex actually moves forward a little bit. So, if we do that against a wall, we actually can start getting pushed inside it. So, this door right here, we're not supposed to be able to access until later on in the game. I'm talking like 2 or 3 dungeons later and 2 main bosses later. We'll be able to like get a key to access this door. But if we do the wall clipping trick, this is one of the more notorious and harder clips to do. Come to think of it, I think Turbo, when he was doing his run of this, he actually he got stuck in a very bad position, which he had to reset over. There we go. Bloop. And now we're just in here. So, before we came into this, we hit this loading screen. We had the knife and the laser pistol. Well, now we have the ceremonial dagger. We have a shotgun. We have an axe, and we have a pipe. We have everything. The game, when it goes through a load screen, it checks your inventory to make sure that you have the essential items that you would need in order to get past certain spots. Because sometimes you need to use the axe to, you know, break through wood, pipe to pry open stuff, the ceremonial dagger to open up certain doors. So the game was just running a check to make sure we actually have the items. And since this is a spot we're not supposed to access until way later in the game, it'll go ahead and just give us everything. So instead of going back downstairs, going through the load door, we kind of skip right there. And, right here, it triggers 2 cutscenes. The first cutscene that you saw, it showed a very brief moment of Alex going down the stairs and fading to black. When I grab the flashlight, that's like the trigger that you're supposed to get in order to trigger that cutscene. If you're actually doing the normal route of just playing the game casually. So it has to run and play that cutscene first, and then skip the actual cutscene to the spot we're at. Just kind of a little bug. Alright, instead of going and backtracking to get to the kitchen, we're just going to clip through this wall. If it wants to be a good boy. And we're just going to pistol walk into this room. Pistol walking is something I showed you earlier. Alex moves forward when he aims the pistol. So if we're stuck in like a void-esque spot, like when we're flipping through a wall, we actually can just pistol walk and move through certain spots. Alright. Main section. This main area is just doing these going to 4 different areas in the house and solving a puzzle in order for us to get out. This boy spawned. And it's really good that he didn't die in front of the corridor right there, or the archway. Because when enemies die in this game, their hitboxes are absolutely ginormous on the ground. And we'd have to wait 2 or 3 seconds for the hitbox to actually disappear. So, now to the next area. This is the attic. The Shepherd House has 3 clips that we do. I think it's 3, one at the beginning. We're about to do one right up here. Yeah, I think it's 3. So right here we have to do the metal puzzle first, which is really simple. None of the puzzles in this game are like the older like the original 4 Silent Hill games. Like the older Silent Hill games actually have like puzzle difficulty, where the puzzles will actually get significantly harder if you choose a harder difficulty. These games, like this one, for example, it's like, alright, you found these 3 medals, find out what the order is. Nothing too difficult. Though, I will say this, there is a couple of puzzles in this game that can actually be a little bit challenging. The puzzle difficulty does ramp up in certain spots, where it's like, easy, like, circle goes into circle holes, square goes into square, you know, red and blue make purple, and then it turns into like calculus. It gets really ridiculous. But for those puzzles, you know, we know the solutions, but we're actually going to be doing clips to get past like one of the harder puzzles in the game. So that one was put the clock at 2:06 and put Robbie on the shiny spot. 2:06 is a very significant time in this game. You'll actually see the number 2:06 on clocks everywhere. That's all the clocks in the town are stopped. They're all stopped at 2:06. Specifically, which I guess once we get to the end of the game, if I remember, I'll tell you why. If not, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's actually one of the smaller things you'll miss on a casual playthrough. This game kind of gives you an idea when you do this puzzle right here, and they tell you about how clocks are stopped at 2:06. It's nothing really significant. Alright. So, the only thing we did right there, pull the lever so we could actually make an exit. We're really not going to go through the area we just opened. We are going to, however, clip to the door we need to get into. Alrighty. Boop. Like this one is match the shapes. That's fun, right? Except it's spooky knives instead of, you know, just like a circle or something. And there we go. That's the Nightmare Shepherd House. Nothing too difficult. One of the other reasons why we do that clip to get in front of that door. One, it's faster. Two, this guy right here. The guy spawns out of the wall right here. You can't see him. Yeah, he's right there. That's an enemy type that you don't really get to see in the run if you do your clips really well. And we have an in-school cutscene. So, now that you kind of see how I've been clipping through walls and everything, it looks pretty easy, right? The thing is, it's really not. Clipping in this game is something you have to just feel out for yourself. You have to just play the game and kind of understand how it works. I could explain it to you all day. I could show you. I could do everything in my power to be like, this is how you do this clip. This is the setup for it. Go do it. It still isn't enough. There is a way you can feel like the tension when you're going through the wall. You can tell like, oh, okay, this isn't gonna work. I have to like readjust my angles and stuff. You have to feel it. So if anybody were to try to learn this game, I have tutorials. Set up for anyone that wants to learn this game. You have to trust me when I say this. It takes practice, as it would take practice to do any trick in any speedrun. And this may not be the most difficult trick to learn, but in some spots, it can be one of the hardest things that you've ever done in speedrunning. I promise you. Alright, we just got on a boat and crossed Toluca Lake, and now we're in Silent Hill. And we're gonna go save Elle. Who's Elle? I don't know, she's some girl. We skipped 60-70% of the game, so... Elle is whoever you want it to be.
Alex, are you there?
And also our friend, Wheeler, is now trapped in the prison. He got captured. Wheeler's the sheriff of Shepherd's Glen. He's going to be helping us out in this later segments. So the area we're going to next is the penitentiary. There's a huge little side quest to turn off the electricity to the fence to the penitentiary to actually make it in. But we're not going to do that. We're going to clip through one wall and go inside. And that skips a huge section of the game. I think I was watching someone do this game casually recently, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot that this was a part of the game. Whee! So we're just going to go right over here and clip through this wall. This is kind of a more unique clip. See, right here I'm stuck in the wall. I can't do anything else. But I'm going to equip the shotgun and slowly turn to the left while holding right on the left stick. When you aim with the shotgun, it completely changes how Alex's hitbox works. And it really helps in situations like that where you're stuck in a wall. You can just equip the shotgun and turn, and it'll push you out. So that is a wall clip with a shotgun turn. There are different types of clips. There's regular clips where you go to the wall. There's the ones where you have to use shotgun turns. There's pillar climbs, which we will get to see. There are a lot of different clips in this game. It's not just go through wall. I'm on the other side. Like, for example, there's a door up here. This door right here. If we were to clip through that, which you can, and if you do, you would think, oh man, I could skip saving Wheeler. I don't have to worry about him. I can get into this area without him. Guess what? The game doesn't load. You open the door. It doesn't load anything. It's just gray. Where are my headshots at? Oh my goodness. So, that's what's really crazy about this game. You would think that the game would just crash for like making these huge skips. Nah. It's incredibly surprising how stable this game can be when doing these tricks. I think there's only a couple of instances where doing a clip in the game can break it. Right here, I'm going to run into this wall and roll. This is just my setup. I think there's other ways you can do this. Oh no, reconnect the controller, but it's wired, you liar. Now we're good. So Wheeler is really fast, and it's really hard to get in front of him. You get in front of him, you can save about 10 seconds. Which we didn't, which is fine. So right there, when I did the roll in the corner, it's actually going to reposition Alex a little farther than he would have been if I did nothing. So it gives you a chance to get in front of Wheeler. This is the second chance, though we want to be able to get in front of him way earlier, and I totally messed up my movement right there. So we're oh, did we? Yep, we did. Nice.
Let's try to find a way out of here.
Wheeler doesn't like it. We're in front of him. His head will start shaking violently. And then we're going to roll out the door right here, just for a little bit of fun. Let's see where we positioned Alex. Yeah, way off to the right. So, Wheeler's talking to nobody right here. See, he's looking the complete wrong way. Alrighty. So we're almost done with the penitentiary. We have 2 clips we have to do.
Hang tight, Alex. Let me unlock it for you. There you go.
So instead of doing this huge wire puzzle and a bunch of annoying stuff, we're going to clip right here through this wall. This is where the game starts getting a little bit, the clips start getting a little bit more difficult. So right there we had to actually go through 2 walls instead of 1. And now we're on top of this table. So one thing we need to do is kind of gun walk and run and hold forward, and then we'll fall off the table. So our main objective is try to get into this tunnel. And we need to find a code. We'd have to do a wire puzzle to turn on electricity and get a code for it. Well, I'm just going to clip through this fence. And this fence doesn't like me. Let's see if this works. So, for some reason, the fence you would think wouldn't have a lot of hit detection.
All right, Wheeler.
For some reason, it does.
I'm gonna look around.
So right there, I did a thing that doesn't happen very often. It's a pillar climb without a pillar. So yeah. So when we landed on top of that, I think you might have. I don't have like headphones on, so I can't hear Alex. But he's like, all right, Wheeler, I'm in. He kind of wasn't. He was just on top of it, but the game thinks we're inside the little tunnel. So we'll walk over to the area where the cutscene trigger is, and we kind of roll into the floor. When we roll into the floor, we actually hit the cutscene trigger, and then we can actually move on to the next section. So this puzzle right here is actually really good. It's a really, really, really innovative puzzle. Definitely one of the better ones. This one and the very last puzzle in the game are the ones that might give people trouble. All the other ones are cake. Well, that and the slide puzzle. Slide puzzles are just slide puzzles. Who likes slide puzzles? I don't like slide puzzles. Alright. So now we're here. Wheeler's with us. Fun fact, if you tried to skip that cutscene a little too quick, Alex breaks the game. You'll try to skip the cutscene, it'll fade to black, but then it'll fade right back into the cutscene. It's really silly. So, we're, what, almost 23 minutes into the run. We're 80% done with the game. The good thing is we're finally going to get to see our first boss. Also, right here, I'm going to roll into this room. I did this in the very beginning of the run. I don't think I explained it. When you roll into a room, you actually get a little bit more forward momentum, so you actually get to move. You're slightly more ahead than just walking in. So right there, I roll into that room to get a better, in a better position to fight those enemies. Wheeler is shooting his gun, and I'm, shooting mine. So he's taking out one, I'm taking out the other. So this is going to be the first boss. This is Asphyxia. Yeah, she's the human centipede monster, which, funny enough, this game predates the human centipede. Okay, we got the bad pattern. Not a big deal. She's gonna try to grab us. We're gonna dodge, shoot her once, and that's the fight. Yes, the laser pistol doesn't make boss fights fun. It makes them really easy. But the whole point of this run is the clipping and getting really fast clips. That boss fight in New Game is a lot harder and a lot more interesting to watch. Like, that's the great thing about the categories in this game. There are a lot of different clips for each category, and there's a lot of different strats for each category. Like New Game, you get to see traditional, New Game, you're only using regular weapons to fight bosses, like melee. It's good. It's good. And all bosses, New Game Plus, yeah, you got the laser pistol, but you get to see all the bosses, and you get to see a lot of crazy clips. All bosses in New Game Plus single-handedly has the best clips in the game. It has a lot of technical stuff in it, and it's a lot of stuff that you don't get first try. It's really, really, really hard to PB. For example, we are now at what many of the community consider the Gatekeeper clips. There's 3 clips in this church. The last clip, being the most annoying, will kill runs all the time. It happens to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. So this one right here, it's a shotgun turn clip. As you can see, I didn't get pushed in all the way, so the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move... Well, I got pushed out. Usually if you get slightly pushed out, you can just kind of move a little bit, and you'll get pushed back in. And it's being a little finicky. There we go. Then we're just going to shotgun turn out. There we go. And Alex is going to give himself a breast exam real quick, because he's actually grabbing onto his radio, but guess what? We never got the radio. So, aha. Alright. This clip can be very annoying. This one has a very specific setup that I use. And that's the other great thing. Setups. I mentioned this before. I could tell you whatever setup to do a clip, and it still won't work for you. The really cool thing about this game is, if you have a setup to get through a wall or something, and it works for you, keep doing it. If something is working for you consistently in this game when it comes to clips, keep doing it. Some people's setups don't work for others, and that's true. I know that for a fact. I've told people, it's like, man, that clip isn't that hard, just do this. Nah, they'll figure out something completely different on their own, and it works for them. So this is Church 3. This is the notorious clip that will ruin runs. Hello, phone. How you doing? We're trying to get pushed into this desk right here, podium. And sometimes the game just doesn't like to do it. It will only push you so far. So I'm kind of turning in and out. And hopefully I get jetted forward. Come on. Be a good boy. The wall's trying to eat me. We don't want that. Alright. Pushed me out. So let's say if I was going for, like, record right now, this would be a killer. This would definitely kill the run already. So I think in the record, it was like 2 or 3 tries to get this. And at times, man, where, like, you'll do it and just get it first try with no problems whatsoever. Come on. What's great is, like, all the other clips have been really good. Hasn't been anything too difficult. But this is where, like I said, we're at the clips where it's like, make it or break it. If you're not getting the other clips that I showed you immediately, then when you get to these late game ones, just good luck. That's all I gotta say. Let's see if I got the backup strat. No. Oh, there we go. See, just like that. So we fell through the floor right here, and now we're going to be running on nothing. We actually skipped the whole area of getting all the pieces, and we skipped this section right here, which is a huge cutscene having a conversation with Alex's dad. We also skipped the confessional booth area, where we either forgive or not forgive our father. We actually had a spot where I didn't say it earlier. I was explaining something else where we're supposed to either kill our mom or not kill our mom, and killing your mom is the correct answer because she's going to suffer. So right now we're on the trek to having the worst ending in the game, but we're going to do something different, right? It's always fun to do something different. So you have all these dialogue options throughout the game, and only 3 of them matter. There's only 3 of them in the game where it'll determine one of the endings you get. Getting endings in this game is also way easier than some of the other games. Like, the older Silent Hill games is like, find the UFOs, and then you'll get the UFO ending. This one is, have Alex's mom die. Like, don't kill your mom, don't forgive your dad, and then we're about to get to a section with Wheeler, and it's, give Wheeler the medkit. That's it, and you get the UFO. So right here, Judge Holloway, who we haven't really seen yet, is putting a drill in her leg because she is kind of mean. And there we go, boop. Here's the reason why this game isn't in GDQ.
Bitch.
Best line in the game right there. Bitch. There's 2 reasons why I think this game will never be in GDQ. That scene right there, because it's a little too graphic. And the final boss. Final boss is, if you ever seen if you want to see a visual metaphor for, for something crazy, this game has really good visual metaphors for the bosses. So, oh crap, don't hit me, whack, don't stun lock me, please don't stun lock me, that'd be really mean. Alright, so we lost all of our weapons. The game was kind enough to give us a pistol right here. Also, you saw right there that this guy, no, don't you even, he got hit by his friend. He jumped through the window and got hit by his friend, so that really helps. It saves a bullet. It takes 2 normal headshots to kill these guys, so I have enough bullets now to do what I need to do. 1 more guy to kill. See, it's so convenient that we get a pistol right here. So there's a spot in this area, in the final dungeon, where we're supposed to go save Elle from Curtis. You don't know who Curtis is. You didn't see him. Don't worry about it. Once we beat him, we would get a key. That was a really good pillar climb. In order to get our weapons back. But screw that mess. We're just going to do a pillar climb right here. And we're going to clip into this room right here. And now we're in the room where we can get our weapons back. So, this whole segment right here would take a long time because we would need Elle to rotate and open these gates, and it takes forever. So right here, we're just gonna clip through all these walls and ignore all of that. So like right here, Elle would have to like turn that to help me get in. So right here, Wheeler's in here, and we're trying to save him, but if we try to go in here, Oh no, the room didn't load because we're skipping a bunch of stuff. That's why we have clipping. We're actually going to clip into this wall, hit a cutscene trigger. So now we're in the room with him. We're going to give him the med kit because we're a good guy. And we're going to navigate this invisible room. What's cool is while the textures don't load, being able to interact with the doors and everything is still an option. So we actually just skipped the whole final dungeon really, really quick. And now we only have to do is do one more puzzle and fight the final boss, and that's the game. This is the final puzzle. When I said we were going to do it, we're not going to do it. We're going to do what is considered the hardest clip in the game, and that is clipping through this door. And I got a pretty quick setup. Let's see what it does for me. Stop moving, please. Stop vibrating. You're going to stop vibrating? Okay. No. Oh, there we go. That was really good. That was like first or second try. That's not bad. That clip separates like getting world record and not getting world record. A lot of people don't do that clip because it's really, really hard. But like I said, if you practice long enough, you'll get it consistent. If the game cares and wants to treat you as an equal, but it never does. So this is Amnion. It's a spider that's pregnant. That was the first phase. This is the second phase. This is the other reason why I don't think this game will ever be in GDQ. Just look at it. Just look at it. My God. Only takes 4 shots to kill it. But the boss fight is actually a little bit more difficult than that. But there you go. That is Silent Hill Homecoming, 80% New Game Plus. As you can see, Josh was the inside the whole time, like a good boy. He was also dead the whole time. Oops. Stuff happens. But that's it. Ending doesn't really matter. Hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully, I hope you guys take this in consideration for Calithon. What's really good, like I said, I will be submitting 2 other categories, all with unique tricks. I will go over that in those videos, but I hope you guys take this in consideration, and thank you guys for watching.